Yeah, who is the immigrant? If we are living in the same land, sharing the same sun. Who is the immigrant?
And now we welcome an expert and one who can really help the afflicted. Dr. Laja Ibraheem graduated from medical school in Nigeria and is a board-certified psychiatrist. He specializes in geriatric psychiatry and has been in practice for over 20 years. Dr. Laja is currently medical director of a group practice based in Long Beach called Renew Behavioral Health. He is also a faculty on psychiatry at Ross University Medical School in the Bahamas. Some of his previous positions held include medical director in behavioral health for Molina Healthcare and director of psychiatric services at Providence Little Company of Mary Hospital, Torrance. He is also a clinical researcher and has been a part of several studies to find treatment for dementia. He is a member of the American Psychiatric Association, Southern California Psychiatric Associations, American Association for Geriatric Psychiatrists, and American College of Healthcare Executives. Quite the resume of someone that's really qualified to really dissect this topic and help someone. If you don't trust him, I don't know who you're going to trust. Welcome to the show, Dr. Laja.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
It's such a
Thanks
pleasure.
for all you do for the community.
Oh, you're so welcome. This is something that we all have to do. Like I said, if we don't do it, like tonight is doing her bit,
Yep.
Dr. Myphone is doing her bit, Raymond is doing his bit, who will do it for us? We're waiting. Who are we waiting for?
Yep.
So you know what? Let's start from the top. You studied in Nigeria. What brought you to the United States and now to save us all?
Well, it's education.
Okay.
To come and do my specialist training.
Okay.
And I was in England for a while. Then my brother was here, and I think there's a good space to advance my career.
Okay.
So that's what brought me here. And I was led into psychiatry by accident.
That's what I was going to ask you. How did you get into psychiatry?
Yeah, like I was saying, it was an accident, but I believe it's God ordained.
It's a vocation.
Because I've been able to use that. I believe I was created for that.
Right. What is geriatric psychiatry?
Yeah,
I read it. I have twist my tongue.
Yeah, that's for treatment for people who are older adults.
Okay.
65 and over. So those are the people with and dementia and dementia-related conditions. So we specialize in taking care of them. Okay.
I know you've been sitting on this panel now for the last maybe 35 minutes, and you've heard all the different viewpoints, the experiences and everything. What in your experience and practice have you found out is the cause for some of this crisis, the mental stress or depression? And I really have a hard time. Mental stress, depression, what is the terminology? What's the right way? And what does this all mean?
Yeah, I think from what the speakers have talked about in terms of how do you define mental health, and people have different perspectives, and especially for those of us who are immigrants, what does it mean? And someone said, among the people you've interviewed, that it's not just medical, it's psychosocial, it's spiritual. It's all this stuff. But for us coming from the medical standpoint, mental illness is not different from any other diseases. Okay. But there are a lot of other things that impact our mental health. Yes. Just like, someone can be predisposed to having diabetes. Yeah. But if you do genetically, you can see someone who's 300 pounds and they are not diabetic.
That's true.
But somebody who's,
I've seen somebody 150.
Who's 150 and they develop diabetes.
Yes.
So what are the things that trigger, people to develop full-blown mental illness? Okay. And as one of the things is stress. Okay. Stress. People can have people who are predisposed to having mental illness, but throughout their life they don't have it. You have seen people who are predisposed, if you do genetic testing, who are predisposed to having cardiac disease, but if they live a stress-free lifestyle, they will live without a trigger. So what makes it different for those of us who are immigrants?
Yes.
That's something we call a acculturation problem.
Okay.
The fact that you leave your home environment, your home family, and you travel to a different environment that is alien to you is
Yes.
stress.
It's a big
Let's
trigger.
look at those who are here before us,
Yes.
the African Americans who were brought in here as slaves thousands of years ago. That's why a lot of them, have those kind of problems,
Yeah.
in terms of, being in an environment, you don't know the language, you don't understand the culture, the weather is different,
Yes.
So the first thing we deal with is what we call a acculturation problem, which is stress
Yes.
for everybody. But you
Yes.
see, people have different level of tolerance. So if you're not predisposed to that, you might be able to do it for a while. But as the stress continues to build,
Yes.
then you might start
Absolutely. I
having
get you.
symptoms.
So let me ask you this. What in your practice have you found are solutions to this? Is it treatable? In other words, is it treatable because people just seem to go up and down, or is it a condition you just have to learn to live with?
Yeah, when you talk about treatment, it's just like any medical condition.
Right.
There's not a cure.
Okay, there's no cure.
So this is not like
They have the flu.
no, it's not like you have an infection. You take antibiotics for a few days and it clears up.
Yes.
It's not a cure,
No.
but it's controllable.
Yes.
So when we're talking about
Controllable.
treatment, we can control it, but it's not like you have a
Like,
cure.
like we're not treated and you're never going to have it again.
Exactly, and that's it, and it's not
Okay.
going to come back, so that's the thing.
So how does someone know if they're at a point where they need to seek help? Because is it just like I wake up today, I'm moody? Is that mental health?
Yeah, the some of the things that people have talked about in terms of, especially for immigrants, in terms of seeking help, is
Yes.
the stigma.
Yeah, stigma.
The stigma attached to it, and it's not peculiar to immigrants alone.
Yeah.
Even people of color here, it's the way we view mental health. It's different, So because of the stigma, people try to kind of hide it.
Yes.
And, especially people from African, we are, spiritual people, the way we see it, this thing is seen as, demon possession, or
kinds of
somebody
things.
is doing voodoo or
Yes.
something like that, because it's something that you can't really, it seems like something that you can't explain.
Yes.
But, but with improvement in technology and research and all of that, we've been able to kind of explain what happens when you
Yes.
have a mental disease. They've been able to show PET scan of someone who's not depressed or who doesn't have
Right.
anxiety, and somebody who does have it. So it's clearer to us now
Right.
what it is. So it's just like any other, health condition.
Yes.
But there are things that make people to be predisposed to it.
Predisposed.
Things from childhood, things from adulthood, things that are happening now can be a trigger. Other psychosocial stressors, being abused as a child, having, difficult upbringing.
Yes.
All
of
kinds,
those
and
things.
also being an immigrant is a stressor.
It's a stressor indeed.
So
let me ask you, Dr. Laja, how can renew behavioral health help our community?
Well, in terms of helping our community, and I think I've talked to you about this before, I think what my sister here is doing, Sinite is doing, is great.
Yes.
There has to be an advocacy.
Okay.
And also to destigmatize
That's
it.
the key.
And the people that we need to collaborate with is people in the faith community.
Yes.
Because a lot of our people, when they see this, they see it as something that is spiritual.
Yes.
So the first people they go to are the pastors, the priests, the imams, and stuff like that. And, if we educate those faith leaders to recognize symptoms of when people who have depression, who have anxiety disorders, and who have other kind of mental disorders, for them to recognize that, and for them to also let them know that taking medication is nothing against your faith.
Correct.
I'm an ordained minister, and I've seen people come to me, Christians and stuff like that. And when I tell them the way I present it, look, God created everything. And everything God created is good.
Including the treatment.
It's good in the treatment. So there is nothing, it doesn't make, the fact that you're taking medication or you're seeing a therapist, doesn't make you that you don't have faith.
Yes.
Compared to those who are taking that.
That's a very
so if you
good
can
point.
get the people who are in the faith leaders to understand that, then they'll be able to help a lot of our people to go see a therapist, to go see a mental health provider, and receive treatment.
Thank you so much. And on that note, how can they find you?
Well, I'm in Long Beach. My office, my practice is in Long Beach. We have several providers. We work in the community. We have contracts with the state, so they can find me there. My telephone number is 562-637-3143.
Do you have a website, Dr. Laja?
Well, I don't have a website. I'm not into this
We
social
will.
media
Don't
stuff.
worry.
I'm old school,
You're old school. No problem. So if they really need to find you, they can reach out to Impact and give them information.
Yeah, if you reach to Impact, I'm going to be, had a discussion.
Okay.
We want to help our community. We collaborate with them.
Okay.
African Coalition.
Fantastic.
I know there's not many of us around.
Yes.
But we have a lot of people of color, people of African descent who are therapists, psychiatrists. So, irrespective of which part of Africa you come from, we can always be a resource for you, to guide you, to lead you. But please, I want to, just quickly, there's a book called Unquiet Mind. It was written by a professor of psychiatry at UCLA. His name is Ray Jameson. He's talking about, manic depressive disorder. It's not unusual for people like my brother who are in Raymond, who are very creative and artistic field, to have this disorder. It's called manic depressive disorder, whereby they have mood swings and stuff like that. It's treatable. This lady suffered for a long time, doesn't want to take medication until she started taking medication, as in she's doing very well. She's a professor of psychiatry at UCLA, and we have a lot of accomplished people who have mental disorders, and they function well because their disease is controlled and they are doing well. They live regular life and they have a family. So please, this is a treatable condition.
It is treatable. Thank you so much, Dr. Laja. We're going to have to bring you back on another episode of Impact on this topic.
It's not enough.
We can't do it just one time. We have to come back and we have to bring different groups to come and share their stories, and you're always welcome. I hope that when I knock on the door, you come running. And the name you're looking for is Redfield Jameson. So
he has a lot of books on,
And Dr. My Phone just said her book helped save her life.
Very good.
So thank you so much for being on the show.
You're welcome.
And try to bring people back from despair. This is Impact with Pamela and Anchang on Pacifica Radio, KPFK 90.7 FM.